Hello YouTube, Slate Warrior here, and today I'm going to be doing the first video in my 100 subscriber special. It has been so long awaited. And the first person that I'm dueling on Dueling Network here is going to be Hobo League. Now you may wonder, what YouTuber does happen to be Hobo League on Dueling Network? Because there's not a YouTuber named Hobo League if I, recall correctly, and there is not. This is the TheRJB0's, who I've talked many a time about in my Next Great YouTuber discussion videos. He's won 2 out of the 3 rounds, He's been doing pretty well. He's in the top 6 still. And you may wonder, why is it taking me so long to post this? And the answer to that question is today, the 30th of August, is actually the 1-year anniversary of when I started my YouTube channel. It's when I actually joined the channel. If you've been subscribed for a while, you know that I had one before this, but I just used that to subscribe to, just YouTubers, big YouTubers or whatever. But I didn't actually upload my first video on the 30th of April last year. This was actually the time that I simply started my channel, and I started my first video on the 11th of September, and then I started uploading consistently back in April when the Next Great YouTuber was announced. I kind of wanted to enter, and I made an entry video, and after that I just started making videos. I thought I'd just let you guys know. So if you want to subscribe to TheRJB0's, which you definitely should, he has really amazing discussions and judge gripes, and he does the occasional Dev Pro Dueling Network duel. You should definitely look at the link down in the description that I'll be providing for him and every other tuber that I duel. And also, you should look in the description for this wonderful soundtrack that you'll be hearing. Neves Paradox, or Neves as he has been going by more recently, is going to provide every single song that I include in the background of the 100 subscriber duel videos, and actually every song that I've ever provided in any of my duel videos except for the first one. So if you want to hear more of these songs, this one's called Dragon's Trap. If you want to hear more of songs like this, you can definitely check out his link. His YouTube channel will be linked in the description. Alright, so let me get back to the duel here. He dualitied for Hunders, and then he sets 4, which is kind of annoying against my deck, right? But I pre-banned it, which normally would be a great play, because it can, when it's normal summoned, excavate 5 and add a spell. The spells in this deck are really powerful, and speaking of those powerful spells, you've got Charge of the Light Brigade, which I had as a backup plan. Lets me add a Lila to my hand after I think for a little bit. Charge of the Light Brigade is amazing at 1 in this deck. I mean, if it went to more than 1, of course I'd play it at more than 1, but I don't think it should go to more than 1 because it is a free mill of 3 and a search. Like, it's a 1-for-1 that, depending on what you're playing, can become even better because of what you have in the grave. I mean, think about it in Lightsworn. It's a great card. They want the cards in the graveyard as fast as they can. So I set the MST before I attack here, which is kind of stupid. I don't know why I did that, in case he had something that would be continuous and reactive to me entering the battle phase, but I Kree Bandit attack for 1000, and you'll see that my Kree Bandit is not only going to attack once in this game, trust me. So, next turn he draws. I've got the MST set. I know he has a Hunders in his hand because he dualitied for it. At this point it is 6-5 because Breakthrough Skill is kind of a -1. So yeah, he passes. And of course can't do anything with Kree Bandit this turn because it was not normal summon this turn. So I normal summon a Lila. I actually drew a Lila, which kind of sucks because I just searched one. And then he solemns it. Lila's really good baiting out back row because if you summon something and they have a summon reactive trap, they don't want to get destroyed by Lila's effect, so they normally activate that summon reactive trap. So I've got him down to half life points right here, just from 2 Kree Bandit attacks and the fact that he used Solemn Warning, which, using Solemn Warning isn't bad, it just has a high cost. So he uses Upstart Goblin. Curry beatdown. Yeah, we're having a pretty good conversation over in the chat if you've been keeping up. A lot of these duels that I'm doing for my 100 subscriber special, which there will be a lot of them, have some pretty interesting talks in the chat. So yeah, at this point, I gain 1000 life points for Upstart Goblin. He attacks over my Kree Bandit with his Hunders. I, of course, have no back row response to that. I don't play very much back row in this deck. In fact, I play none. So I'll be taking 300. And yeah, he says, what, the totally not a decree? Yeah, it's actually not a decree. It's an MST because I don't main decree. I side them. I don't think that decree is worth it in a lot of matchups because my deck is really fast. I don't think Decree hurts certain decks like Sylvans and Lightsworn, so I don't want to be, having dead Decrees game 1. MSTs are live against every deck because every deck has to play some sort of spell or traps. So yeah, like I said, Lila baits out back row, and I will prematurely turn her to defense mode because he Fiendish Chains on the targeting of the card. Lila doesn't actually turn to defense mode until after the card is destroyed, in case you were wondering, and you'll see here that I completely mess up here. Not by the summon of Light Pulsar Dragon, but rather during this is a little bit premature for me to be saying, but during the end phase I mill 3 even though Lila's Fiendish Chain. I don't know why I didn't think I could do that, but it's Dueling Network, it happens, right? So the TheRJB0's is really nice about it. So I attack over his Hunders, or at least I tried to attack over his Hunders. He then activates the Deep Prison, which will not be the last Deep Prison that we see. Deep Prison is really bad against my deck because a lot of the stuff wants to be in the graveyard. There I am milling when I'm not supposed to, but the fact that he Deep Prison my Light Pulsar is actually really good because Light Pulsar, as you guys should know, because it was really popular back when Chaos Dragons were the top deck, can be special summoned from the graveyard by discarding a Light in the Dark, which happens a lot. Sorry about the the escape thing appearing at the top when I put my mouse up there. It's not a big deal, I don't think. If you guys have a problem with that, you know, it's whatever, but he draws for his turn. Yeah, I apologize. He said no worries, it's no big deal. Yeah, so you know he doesn't care when I mess up. It's Dueling Network. It happens. He's an extremely nice guy. So main phase, I draw a Chaos Sorcerer, and I am going to go ahead and I believe I'm going to summon that Chaos Sorcerer right now. I believe I'm going to banish the or do I pass one turn? I know there's a turn that I just pass and do nothing. Maybe is it this turn? Let's see. I believe I want to summon the Chaos Sorcerer simply so I can attack over his thing. Checking out my extra deck right now. That has changed, so you know. If you're gonna net deck me, don't use it now. Like, this video is actually going to be like a preliminary version of this deck. Not really preliminary, but it's evolved since this video has been made. I'm not actually gonna upload them in the order that I dueled them in because I want to upload them in a specific order. But like I said, I do bring down the Chaos Sorcerer. So all I'm saying is that if you want to net deck me, wait until I make the deck profile at the end because you'll get to see all the changes that I've made. So we've got the Chaos Sorcerer. I'm not gonna banish his monster. I'm just going to attack so I can get the damage in. I don't really have a problem with him having that in the graveyard, but you'll see later that I probably should have just banished it because, oh god, this is why. I should have just banished it. I guess, you know, I would have had to deal with Honest later, but I asked Honest and he said, prepare for the most terrifying words in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! I said, ... proceed to damage step? And I said, great, I know it's coming. It has to be Honest. And of course it is. Honest should be banned. Honest is just too unfair for light decks. Only light decks can use it, yeah, but I mean, that gives those light decks just a little boost that other decks should, I don't know. I don't mind using Honest, you know? And like besides that, it has the additional effect of being able to return it to self to the hand. Like was the automatic winning of one battle not enough? Anyway. So yeah, the Hunter is a survivor. He sets one and passes. There I draw the dead Solar Recharge, which isn't terrible, I guess. I mean, you know, drawing it dead is terrible, but I'm saying, you know, playing them isn't that bad because when I do get it off, it's amazing. I think I run 8. Yeah, I know I run 8. I run 8 Light Sworns for the Solar Recharges to a ratio of 3 Solar Recharges. So that turn I just passed. I asked him if he drew MST because he said, oh god, you know, that's a terrible card to draw against my deck because, you know, I don't play very much back row. So he summons a Hunter. Hunter City, is that what he says? I can't, it's a pretty good conversation, but okay, so he's looking at his extra deck right now, right? So 100 decks like this, or Thunder family as some people call them, like to go into Exceeds that take 2 level 4 light monsters a lot. They also like going into cards like Vujente, Tsukiyomi, or Starleech Paladynamo. Speaking of Starleech Paladynamo, really good YouTuber named Crow Cresta made a video called Paladynamo's Love, Paladynamo's Life, basically reading off a version of the Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life video, except for Paladynamo. It was creepy. Okay, so he attacks over my Lilo with the Silent Honor Arc that he made. He did not actually go into one of the 2 level 4 light monsters like I thought he would, so I can drop Shrek. I always forget to drop Shrek. It always just sits in my hand, but Shrek is pretty good because I end up getting pretty big hands in this deck, right? He couldn't actually activate the effective Honor Arc on my Lala because it was, of course, normal summon, so he's just using it for its protection effect, or maybe he thought that I wouldn't be able to attack over it and he'd be able to keep it for later. But he's in a pretty bad spot right now, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to simply attack over with my Trag. The hands, like I said, the hands get pretty big, so, you know, my Trag can get pretty big as well. Oops, I forgot to move it into attack mode until the battle phase. He doesn't care, you know. So I just, you know, say oops, and he doesn't care. TheRJB0's, like I said, really nice guy. You can kind of tell with his videos he makes too. So I attack over it for 300 life point damage. He draws for his turn. I believe he just sets 1 and passes here. So, you know, like I said, he's drawing pretty dead. Like he's having a bad day with his deck, which, you know, I guess it happens to the best of us. So I'm going to draw. I'm going to top deck an MST. I'm going to think about going directly into the battle phase and attacking over his arc, but I of course rush to conclusions, or, you know, activate the MST prematurely because that is not something that I necessarily needed to get rid of right now. If he wanted to use that in the battle phase, he could have, and then I just would have had 1 more MST. But it's a chainable back row, and that is compulsory evacuation device. And like Book of Moon, I believe that it should be at more than 1. I don't know. They're both chainable and they're both good, but, you know, Book of Moon's a -1. Compulse is a -1 unless you use it on an extra deck monster, which of course it is a +1, but I don't think they're that powerful. I mean, they're okay. They get around destruction, both of them do. But, you know, of course, if something can be destroyed by battle, you won't Book of Moon it very well anyway, but So yeah, he does use the Compulse to bounce my Trag back to my hand. He does more battle damage to me by attacking over my Eclipse Wyvern, so I summon the Trag again. I'm just checking my graveyard quick before I figure out what I want to banish. Either Dark Armed or Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon are the two Light Dark Dragon level, I believe it's 7 or higher boss monsters that I have. So yeah, I end up going with the Dark Arm because I guess I have a proper amount of darks in my grave to, you know, think that Dark Armed is a threat for the near future. So next turn, Big Daddy BLS. And I'm not actually going to bring it out yet because, you know, he has a back row and I'm not sure what it is. So I'm just going to bring my Trag back into attack mode, and I'm going to attack over his Honor Arc for the last time because he has no more materials to attach to protect himself. So, you know, like I said, this deck, like Trag, you can just sit on Trag some games. Like, just your opponent just doesn't have the out sometimes, and at this point, he had the Compulse to temporarily get rid of it, but of course, when he inflicts battle damage, he's just going to summon it back again, right? So he activates the Recycling Batteries, which, you know, that's a pretty good card. It's a +1. It's the mask charge of the deck. It's the salvage of the deck. So he brings out his Hunter. Earlier in the duel, I bluffed that I had 3 Veilers in my hand, right? So I discard one of my Veilers in order to use, you know, sort of perpetuate that little bluff that I made. I like bluffing in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's pretty cool how you can get it off like that. But anyway, at this point, since I've cleared out his back row, I believe that I'm going to bring out BLS. Let's see if I happen to do that. Yeah, I did Veiler the Hunter, so he couldn't go off with like his little combo plays. Yeah, haha, I'm making fun of him here. He made a video saying BLS to 2, and right? So, I'm laughing at myself. That was a good joke, though. You gotta admit, that was a really good joke. Alright, so I add the Dark Arm back to my hand, and at this point, that is game. I attack with the BLS, and then BLS would, of course, get its second attack, and that would be enough for game. So, thanks for watching. Like this video if you enjoyed it, favorite it if you liked it that much, subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos, share this video with your Yu-Gi-Oh friends, and comment down below what you think about the 100 subscriber special series that I'm going to be putting together for you guys. I'm going to be doing lots of different Yu-Gi-Tubers. I'm going to have, you know, the rest of this match recorded up soon with TheRJB0, at least narrated and such, so I can post it on YouTube for you guys to see. But wish me a happy anniversary for my 1-year anniversary for my YouTube channel down below, and I'll see you later, YouTube.